Hello everyone and welcome back to Every Other Saturday. So in today's video, well, we've got a wee gap in between games for a change. Rather than every couple of days there's a game of football, we're going to discuss the upcoming transfers that could be happening in January. So this will just cover the kind of possibilities and the rumours. Obviously we've got nothing set in stone, but we'll have a wee look at them. As always guys, if you haven't done so already, please consider giving us a wee like, share and subscribe. Helps the channel get out to as many people as possible, keeps us growing and keeps us on the track and the way forward. We've just, as the time of recording, we've just hit 82 subscribers, and that's fantastic news. It's more than I've ever thought we would get by this stage. But if we could keep going, try and get as close to that first 100 subscribers, that would be fantastic, guys. So as I say, click that wee subscribe button and keep us going. Let's not hang about then, guys, and we'll dive straight into today's video.
Every other Saturday's my half day off, and it's off to the match I go. Happily we wander down the Copeland.
So first of all guys, let's take a wee dive into the possible transfers coming in January. So as you've probably seen in your kind of social media, plus kind of a couple of guys on YouTube have covered it as well. We've got two big names that are kind of majorly linked with Rangers. They have been in the past as well. It's not the first time we've seen these names come up, and that name is John Lundstrom and also Lewis Ferguson. So these two have been linked in the past before, nothing's came of it, but the two of them are getting to that kind of stage now where it's getting closer to the end of their contracts, and we will probably looking to bolster some part of the squad in the window if needed, but I'll get into that in a later bit in the video. But Gerrard does like his midfielders and he does like that midfield area stack, so with these two coming in it could be a possibility. We do have your players like Stephen Davis and Ryan Jack in the middle of the park, where on one hand with Stephen Davis, he's coming to the end of his kind of playing time, you would say, with the age being 36, and time does catch up to everybody at the end of the day. I don't see him playing too many more seasons, if any. This possibly could be his last season, specifically last season at Rangers, if he maybe want to slow down his output. I don't know, I'm speculating, so I don't think I'm trying to kick Stephen Davis out the door. But also on the other hand, you've got people like Ryan Jack. Now, Ryan Jack seems to have this injury. Now, a few rumour pages I've been looking at, and a couple of guys, one actually posted up, said it was kind of came from Scott Arfield kind of thing. Again, speculation if that, I'm not saying that it definitely did, but we're hearing stories coming from the club doctor saying that this injury that Ryan Jack's got could be a lot more serious than we think it is, and it could plague him to the end of his career, if not halt and maybe stop his career. So maybe with these two midfielders being linked and the possibility of signing them, is this one of those things that we're trying to get? Maybe understand that Jack's not going to be possibly completing an entire full season, and we maybe need that other kind of midfield area bolstered once again, because you've got your people like Zungu as well who have came in, and to be fair, they've not really hit the ground running, have they? I know he's not had a lot of chances, but when he's came on, he's not exactly set the world on fire, and I really want people that are going to be coming in and playing, specifically Zungu on loan. It could be classed as a bit of a waste if he's not going to do anything. So bringing these players in, they're actually our players, maybe they'll kick on and take over the mantle when these players can't be playing. So going back to the players, we'll take a quick look at Lundstrom first. Now he's 26 years old, so plenty of time to keep going in the squad. He's a relatively tall and built guy, so he's got a bit of strength and a bit of fight about him in the middle of the park. So again, one of these players that if he did come in, I think he would give something to the squad. He would definitely add something. Now I've had a wee look at his stats, I've had a wee look at his highlight reels, if you want to call them that, on YouTube. Now I know these aren't exactly 100% accurate, because it does only shows the good parts of his game and not showing the bad parts. But looking at him, he seems to have that killer pass and that killer ball that you can almost, the quarterback ball that Goldson has, he's almost got that in his game as well. He can score a goal. He's good playing out slightly wider rather than in the narrow part of the midfield, but again, he likes to get himself forward and he likes to be involved in the final third of the game. But with that as well, he does have a discipline record. It's not a bad discipline record. He's played for a few years in the Premier League, and in all of those 46 appearances, he's only ever received 8 cards and only had 1 red. Now for a man that's that kind of physical side about the game, it's not really that big a deal to be. I think that discipline record's nothing really to be worrying about, to be honest, and he will, if he does appear, he will be one of those players that will bring something to the middle of the park. He does have the Scouser thing going for him as well. Now, I know he played with Everton and obviously Gerrard's Liverpool, but having that Scouser connection with Steven Gerrard might be something that kind of goes well for him if the transfer was to come to light. And also, with this contract renewal that he's got down at Sheffield, it doesn't look as if it's going anywhere. It almost looks as if he's going to have to either sit this last 6 months out anyway. It doesn't look as if he's going to be playing much. This it's all pointing to the fingers that he wants to be leaving. Could we get him? Could we wait until the end of the actual season to get him on a free? Could we give him the pre-contract? Could we go for a bid? There's a couple of balls up in there that we'll need to just wait and see how this progresses through January. Could a move from England be exactly what he needs to get himself settled back down and into the kind of flow of the Scottish game with, let's face it, a good European side that we are now, getting that added into his game, coming away from Sheffield to, let's just say, not just be fighting for relegation. Let's face it, that's what they're doing. So coming into a squad that's looking to get progressing in Europe, going for the 55th trophy and winning games and winning them well, it could just be the best thing for his career, to be honest, to take a wee step up to Scotland. Now, jumping on to Scotland, we'll move over to the second guy we're talking about today, and that is Lewis Ferguson. Now, you guys out there do not need me to sit here and tell you about the links that he has for the club. He's the supporter, he has his uncle Barry and his dad Derek. Now, obviously Barry played for Rangers and captained them, and obviously his dad Derek played with Rangers and also played with Hearts as well. Big footballing family and a big Rangers family, so bringing a player like that in, we know that his head's going to be in the game. He's going to know exactly what's going to be asked of him, and he knows exactly what it means to put the red, white and blue over his shoulders and play for the badge. Now, on the flip side with Lewis, we have a younger guy. He's just coming 21, and he plays more of a kind of a reserved midfield role. He does get forward and he does have the ability to put the ball in the net, yes, but he plays more of a kind of central midfield, sometimes a CDM role for Aberdeen. Now, taking him away from Aberdeen might actually just be a slight sweetener as well. Almost takes the sting away from the fact that we've lost McCrory to Aberdeen, and taking him away and bringing him into the fold and getting him into what could be the next wave of Scottish players to come through from Scotland would be a good thing for us, I have to admit. So again, there's plenty of good sides with him. The lack of experience and the lack of big game experience with bigger clubs, obviously that's not there with Lewis, but he knows what it means to play for Rangers, and I still think that with his age and the ability to be moulded with a better team round about him and a better coaching staff, etc, better facilities, better everything, no disrespect to Aberdeen, but we'll just tell the truth at the end of the day. So that all could go with him, and it could be the exact thing that he needs to take that next step up and be that top class Scottish midfielder that he is. Now, he's played with the under 21s and under 19 Scotland team, but taking that step up to the Scottish national team, playing these games with Rangers, being in a European squad and getting that experience under his belt could be exactly what we need. Let's not be kidded, all you football manager nuts out there will know exactly how well this boy progresses in that game. Now, I know it's a game, but the potential's there for him. Bringing him into the fold, I think it's just what the boy could be taking for his career to take that step up, and I think, for me anyway, he is definitely a good addition to the squad. So both of those players, Lundstram and Ferguson, would be two good additions to the squad. Again, I think a bit of balancing out would need to happen. Can't be just starting to get too high a wage bill and everything else that goes along with it. Money has to be correct, and I can see people disappearing potentially at the end of the season. One possibly might disappear in January, but we'll get to that in a bit. But the balancing out of the team would need to happen first before bringing both of them in anyway. So guys, that's the two big names that are possibly going to be coming in to Glasgow Rangers potentially in January, maybe closer towards the end of the season. Now, get down into that comment section below and let me know exactly what you guys think. Tell me if you think I'm right, if you think I'm talking absolute drivel. Let me know if you've heard of anybody that you think yourself might be coming towards Rangers. Let me know of anybody that you think that you could be bringing to Rangers to make the team better, from top end to right to the goalkeeper. Let me know, get down in the comment section below and get involved. So we'll take a wee dive over to the possible exits that might be happening. Now again, when I say possible exits, this is just complete speculation from myself, right? I've only got one that's a slight more of a possibility, but I've seen a couple of things online. I wanted to get it out to you guys and see exactly what you think about it. Now, we've got things like Hadji going to RB Leipzig. We've got Morelos still being linked away to go to Lille. We've also got Barisic and Kamara, and I think I've seen something about Tav as well, possibly going to down south in England. And I mean, all of that's there, right? It's granted, but any team in the position that we are in, playing as well as we are, doing as well as we are in all competitions, granted that cup not so well, but doing as well as we are in those competitions, all of our players are going to be linked with other teams. Nobody's not going to be looking at our squad, specifically those wing backs. Look, I don't know why I've not seen anything with Goldson, because he is a fantastic centre half. Leon Balogun coming in for free. Why are people not looking at him? I know he's a bit older, but when you see all of these players I think it's complete speculation on everybody's behalf, because yes, they're playing well, but that doesn't mean that Steven Gerrard's going to turn around and just go, oh, there's a bid in, we'll just accept it and let them go. Because selling our exact best players and all our good assets in the squad isn't going to get us to the end of the season to put a trophy in the cabinet. We need to keep a hold of these players. I can appreciate that money talks, and when bids come in, you need to accept them if they're at the right level. But let me know, guys, what do you think is a good level of bids? Like, if you think there's going to be some players, some of the ones I've mentioned, like your Morelos and your Hadjis and stuff like that, what do you think would be a good number for them to be disappearing now? But again, in general, if we've won the league, tell me exactly what you'd be looking to sell these players for. Realistically, do not put 100 million quid. Please do not put 100 million quid. I know we all want the most for the players, but a sensible bid. What do you think we could be getting for them? Let me know down in the comment section below. Also, just with that, we've got the possibility of some of the younger players which could be going out on loan to gain the experience. Now that there, 100%, I agree with it, and I probably expect it to happen, because the players that we have are at a high quality, and I think they just need that extra wee bit of game time under their belt at possibly a higher level than they've got playing in the reserves and things like that. So that I expect to happen probably more than any of the other transfers going out from Rangers anyway. But with all of that being said, with the transfers going out, there is one transfer that I'm really 50-50 with that possibly could happen more than the others, and I'll tell you why. Obviously, you're probably gonna jump on that. Oh, he's hating on him again, but this is not what this is. I promise you, I am not hating on Alfie Boy. But I think if anybody's gonna be putting a number in and possibly putting a bid in for anybody in the squad, I think the only one that may possibly be looked at is Alfredo Morelos. Now, again, I'm not hating on him. I'm not. All I mean by that is his standards have slightly dropped since this last 16, 17 million or whatever it was bid came in from Lille before. So is it possible that these teams want to come back in for him and they'll maybe hit him with a low ball offer, maybe around the kind of 10 to 12 million pound mark? And I think that would be fair with the kind of output that he's given just now. So we don't have the same goals coming from him, we don't really have the same attitude and drive from him either, but the ability's still there. So a team like Lille in that French league, I think he would shine a lot more with the attitude he has. I think it would just work better rather than the more physical side of the Scottish game. So if they were to come in, would a 10 to 12 million quid bid be enough to just turn the heads of the board and say, look, right, he's dropped in quality, we'll just take that money while it is, like kind of cutting their losses and taking a half decent bid for him? I mean, again, straight down in that comment section below, let me know exactly what you think about Morelos. Again, I do not think anybody will leave. I really don't think anybody will leave in January. If anything, it'll be at the end of the season. But let me know if you think that I've maybe got a wee kind of line there to think that it's possible that Morelos could possibly disappear with that extra lower bid just because of his performances, and we'll try and cash in on him before the bid becomes almost zero. So guys, without this video becoming massively stupidly long, we'll leave it there, and that's kind of the main ones I've seen just now. If we see any more transfers coming in, as I say, it's only the kind of 6th or 7th of January at the minute anyway, so it's not exactly like we're in there. There could be more bids and more transfer rumours and stuff coming in, and if they come out, I'll get another video out and we'll talk about it and we'll see exactly what we think. But in my opinion, yes, we could probably bring in players. Lundstram and Ferguson being linked again, I'm kind of 70-30 in whether it should happen. Will it happen? Can't say. It's just one of those things. Yes, it could happen for me, but yeah, we don't need it to happen at the same time right now. Whether we get somebody in a pre-contract agreement or not is slightly different. So we'll take it from there, and we'll leave it, and we'll see exactly how it progresses, and we'll talk about it on the socials and stuff like that, and we'll progress with it, and maybe we'll get a couple of signings. But anybody going out? Nah, definitely not for me. I just don't see it happening. I don't see Gerrard weakening his squad. If anything, he'll improve it, but I don't see Gerrard weakening his squad. He's done well to get to here. We've got a tightly kind of coiled nucleus going, and we know that we can chop and change with the quality for quality stuff. So again, do we take that risk? Do we start bringing other names into that and start losing the sharpness of having the substitute swap outs and having that sharpness of people that know exactly what we're doing this season and when it matters? Because let's face it, we're at the turn of the year, we're at the same point last year where we started to dip and dive in quality, and then we ultimately lost and fell away from everything. So we don't want that happening. We want to keep the focus up, and we want to make sure that we're progressing in the right way. So as I say, guys, people leaving the club, I just can't see it. But again, straight down in that comment section below, let me know what you think. Facebook and Twitter as well. Let me know exactly what you think. If you think there could be people coming in, out, either or, I'm not bothered. Just let me know what you think. But as I say, guys, we'll move on. We'll push on to the next video. Next one coming out will be the preview video ready to go. But as I say, guys, I've been every other Saturday. Thanks again so much for all you guys that have been watching. Let's keep it going. Let's try and get to that 100 subscribers. And I will see you on the next video.